Okay, so now that we've discussed how we can go about our conversions of our units in our metric system, we're going to go through two different examples. Okay? So these two are going to be pretty straightforward. So I have my problem, 49 3/10 centimeters is equal to how many millimeters? Okay, so our first question is, what is our base going to be? All right, so I did use symbols to represent our units, which we didn't review, but over here in our notes, we have each of our symbols, and we also have them over here in our metric conversions to refer back to. Okay, so we have each of our symbols here. So our C is our centi, our M is our meters, right here. So 49 3/10 centimeters is equal to how many millimeters? All right, so our M is for milli, and we have our M for meters. Okay? So, where do we start? Think through it. Where would you start with this? All right, and you can pause the video here if you want to try to figure out how you would go about this based off what we have discussed. But I'm going to go ahead and keep moving forward with the problem. So, for 49 3/10 centimeters, so the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to identify my base unit. So, right here, it gives it pretty directly. Our base unit is meters. So we are measuring distance. All right, so we've identified our base. I'll go ahead and write this down here. It always helps to write this out. All right, so King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. We know our base is meters. All right, so we can just circle our base. To identify it, we know our base is meters. So, next thing to do after identifying our base here is we're going to identify our start unit. So, we know our base is meters, but where are we starting here? What do they give us here? So, they give us it in centimeters. So go back and refer to this. Which larger letter represents centi? Okay? So our C represents centi, centimeters. So we're starting at our C for centimeters. So we're starting at our C. Where are we finishing? All right, so what are they asking for? What do they want us to convert our centimeters into? So they're wanting us to convert our centimeters into millimeters. So again, go back up here on our chart. All right, so our M represents milli. So our endpoint is here at our M, millimeters. Okay? So from here, we're going to go from our start to our end, and we're going to see, I'm going to just grab a different color real quick, which direction we're headed. So we're starting with our centimeters and we're moving towards our millimeters. So we are moving towards the right. Moving towards the right, it matches this arrow. So we know that we're moving towards the right. We're converting to a smaller unit. So look at our notes. When we're moving it towards the right to a smaller unit, we need to move our decimal to the right. So we're moving our decimal to the right. And then How many times are we moving it to the right? We're going to count how many units we move from the original unit or the start unit to the new unit. So let's count. Centimeters to millimeters. How many arrows did we move? Just one this time, just one. So here's my decimal. I know that I'm moving it to the right because I'm moving in that direction. I'm converting to a smaller unit, and I'm moving one time or one place value. So when we convert on the metric system, our digits stay the same. So I can go ahead and write 493. But my decimal moved over one place to the right. So now my number is, instead of 49 3/10, it's 493. All right, so you see how we move the decimal one place value over? So 49 3/10 centimeters is equal to 493 millimeters. All right, so we're going to walk through one more example to show how we can convert in the metric system. Okay, so looking at our second example that we have here, we have 7,063 grams, and we want to convert that to kilograms. So first thing we're going to do is identify our base unit. Okay? So again, we look and we see that our base unit, again, these are our three choices of what it could be, but our base unit is grams. So since our base unit is grams, I'm just going to write the G here, we are measuring weight. Okay? So I didn't mention this in the first one, but it is always good to write out this acronym. Let it be one of the first things you do, either right before identifying your base unit or right after. All right, because it will help you as you're converting from your start unit to your end unit. Okay, so second thing we're going to identify is our start unit, end unit that we just talked about. So our start unit is grams. Okay, so we don't see any of the prefixes that we used earlier, right? There's no centi, no. So since there's no prefix and it's our base unit, we start right here at our base. So just gonna put a star there, a blue star for our start unit. And if it helps you, you can use little symbols to identify your start unit, your end unit, so that it is easy for you to convert this, okay? So I'm gonna use this color for my end unit here for kilograms, okay? So which of my letters here represents kilo? Refer back to the chart up here. Our K represents kilo. All right. So I can write it down here since I haven't written it yet. Kilograms, okay? So our start is here in blue, our end is in this pinkish purple color. So next question to ask myself, am I going to the left or to the right? Am I converting to a larger unit or a smaller unit? So we do this based off which direction are we headed. So we're starting here and we're headed this direction. Okay, so we are moving to the left. We are converting to a larger unit. So we are going to be moving our decimal to the left. Okay, so we know we're headed to the left. I'm just going to put an L here. So how many times are we moving to the left? Well, again, we're starting with our start unit and headed to our end unit. So we start at our B, go over 1. We there yet? Nope. 2. We there yet? Nope. 3. All right, so it took us 1, 2, 3 times to the left to get from grams to kilograms. So we're moving our decimal to the left and we're moving it 1, 2, 3 times. Okay? So 7,063 grams. I do not see a decimal here. So with our whole number, if we don't see a decimal, we remember it comes right after the ones place. Okay, so again, if your number does not show a decimal, you can always write 1 in the place that it would be in. Okay, so we know it would be here. So I'm moving to the left 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So my decimal is going to go right here between my 7 and my 0. So again, my numbers stay the same. 7063. And I marked it right here for where my decimal is going to go. Right between my 7 and my 0. So, it's a big decimal, but hey, we know where it's at. So, 7,063 grams is equal to 7 and 63 kilograms.